Australia only has 30 days of fuel, is a phrase you may have heard in the past week or two. The US and Israel's war with Iran has plunged the global oil market into chaos by closing the vital Strait of Hormuz, a waterway that carries 20% of the world's oil supply. So are we only 30 days away from running dry? Like most countries, Australia has a strategic fuel reserve. It's stored in a variety of locations, including Australia's two last remaining oil refineries in Geelong and Brisbane. According to the government, Australia has 36 days of petrol, 29 days of jet fuel and 32 days of diesel. Experts say in reality that number is a little bit lower because some of that fuel is still on ships off Australia's coast.
Until it arrives in country, it's a bit disingenuous to say, well, those are our stocks. They're not, because you can't control them.
However, that number is based on a situation where Australia is completely cut off from fuel, which at the moment we aren't.
Every ship we have expected to arrive has arrived.
While we have a month's worth of fuel in the country, that doesn't mean everywhere in the country has a month's worth of fuel, which gets us to our current problem.
People seeing what's happening in the Middle East are running around trying to buy extra stocks in case there's an interruption. Our system is not designed to do that.
Despite the interruptions caused by the war in Iran, the amount of total fuel in Australia is still roughly the same as it was before the war started. However, panic buying has caused shortages. Part of the reason the government is releasing some fuel from the National Reserve is to top up those stocks around the country, which is why it's going to regional areas first. So from purely a supply perspective, Australia is okay. There are some shortages, but we're not running out in the next month. However, that doesn't mean it's going to stay that way.
You could imagine if all the companies we just talked about all decided they wanted to keep everything they're producing and exporting now for themselves, that would be a problem.
So if there are shortages, are we likely to see some kind of rationing?
You might advocate for rationing now. We're not.
Fuel rationing has happened before in Australia. The way it worked was that petrol stations were only open to even-numbered number plates on one day, and then the next day, odd-numbered plates took their turn.
No, not today. The government rationalising they won't let you have it until tomorrow.
So is rationing coming? Well, the experts the ABC spoke to are divided.
It's not something we need to contemplate because we're not actually running out of fuel. Now, it's possible, and the problem with these sort of unfolding situations is it's literally impossible to know where this is going to go next.
So we will have to adjust our fuel consumption and how we do things in this country, a type of rationing, if that Middle East issue doesn't get resolved.
So in summary, Australia isn't running out of fuel in the next month, and rationing isn't coming just yet. However, what is clear is that in the short term, the price of fuel will keep going up. How high it gets and how long that lasts depends on how long this war continues. That's a question only the United States, Israel, and Iran can answer.